Now, our top business story today, the chairman of 21st Century Fox, that's Lachlan Murdoch, the son of Rupert, has been telling investors the media giant is in good shape despite tough conditions. Lachlan shares the job with his father, and who founded the business, of course. Fox has reported better than expected figures for the 3 months to September, but the results have been overshadowed by these reports that it's held talks to sell off huge swathes of its business to Disney. He's remained pretty tight-lipped about this, but Fox is facing an unprecedented challenge from the rise of streaming services like Netflix, which has seen millions of people get rid of their cable TV. Well, I've got Rolake Akinkugbe with us from FBN Merchant Bank to talk us through this story. This is really, isn't it, about the challenges facing traditional media organisations that have been around for a long time, like the BBC, as we face new competition?
Yes, it is. I mean, in recent months, over the last couple of years, we're seeing the growth and rise of online streaming services from the likes of Google, Amazon, and of course Netflix being the main leader in this regard. And a lot more of these companies want to move to original content. So there's big rivalry going on there, and so this Fox talks with Disney. I mean, Disney has almost twice the market capitalization of Fox itself, and if this merger did happen, it means that Disney would only have Universal, Warner Brothers, and there's a third one as rivals. There might be some antitrust issues there from a regulatory perspective, but
well, they're
we're
really busy right now.
Yeah, they are.
The regulators looking at changes in the media industry have got a lot on their hands. You know, they've got AT&T and Time Warner.
AT&T and Time Warner, and of course AT&T being the biggest wireless internet provider in the US. And the Trump administration actually has really been on that case to really examine what it would mean. Almost a $90 billion merger, I hear. Really interesting times for the industry. Now, the problem with these companies, you know, the issue with disruption, you either adapt or you die.
Indeed.
That's essentially what is happening.
Innovate or die.
Innovate or die, yeah.
Indeed.
Innovate,
Absolutely.
essentially it is innovation. Many of these companies are Silicon Valley focused, so they have a strong technological sort of history and legacy. So it's a really interesting time for the sector, but I think we'll see a combination of both regulation, perhaps stall talks, and I hear some of the talks are in a holding pattern at the moment, but really interesting times for that industry.
All right, well, let's now move on to another story, which is very popular online today. It is the driverless bus in Las Vegas. It crashed on the first day of service. So we've got this story. It's the most read story, actually, on BBC Online today as well. We're asking viewers if they would climb on board or not. Your thoughts?
Well, look, one thing, it's got no brakes, no steering wheel, just a GPS and then a sensory system for detecting light. Very scary thought, right? Compared to what you and I are quite used to.
Depends what city you're in and which country you're in, doesn't it?
But hey, look, thank goodness it was a test and not an actual rollout plan. There were people on it, but still a test, presumably in a controlled sort of environment. But I think it's also a reflection of the sign of things to come and how rapidly we're moving towards this less human capital intensive driven industries and more about technology and artificial intelligence and you know, all those fancy aspects of...
So in terms of our viewers and what they think about it, because we've been asking them all morning. So John in Manchester says total recall, as long as they're fully tested, then I'm going to get on one.
Yeah.
Go for it, John. We've got Top Pava, if I pronounce that correctly, probably safer than a human driver. It depends who's at the wheel, doesn't it? And then we've got Mohammed saying, why not, sure thing. So there's a real mixed views out there. Thank you, Rolake, for your input today. It's been great to have you with us on The Briefing.